Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I had a rough week at work this week, and I was trying to cheer myself up. And a couple tables down, I was overhearing a conversation. I work at a tutoring center, and I heard one of my colleagues kept referring to one of my students, and the student's name was Jax, and I had no idea how it was spelled. I thought it was my first time coming into contact with that name, and I thought it was Jacks, and I was thinking, who in the world pluralizes the name Jack? And I just couldn't wait to get out of my seat to see how his name was spelled, and it really helped take my mind off of how lonely I was. And I had a few students who sometimes have behavioral issues, so little things like that sometimes keeps morale up a little bit. I know I'm weird. So after I finished my lesson, you gotta understand, we got two or three students who have behavioral problems. They can't wait to remind me it's time to go, and so they jump out of their seat. I jump out of my seat as well to try and help my fellow colleague, but I had a I had an ulterior motive. I wanted to go over there just to see how in the world this name is spelled, and it was Jax, and so it was my first time seeing that name, and so that was all good. It was kind of the highlight of the day because I was having a lonely day to begin with. Well, that wasn't the first time I ever saw a funny name. I'm trying to remember what other funny names I had seen in the past. I watched World Idol in 2003. Kelly Clarkson had competed against idols from several other countries. And I thought Kelly's last name of Clarkson was kind of weird to begin with. Now, I used to have a big crush on Kelly Clarkson, but all of that changed when she competed on World Idol. She competed against Polish Idol season one winner Alicia Janazzi. But for the purposes of World Idol, she used the name Alex, which wasn't that odd. But I wanted to read more about her. So after World Idol, I went online to read more about her. This was before the days of YouTube when you could just watch her sing. And I found out about her name, and it was spelled with a J. It was the weirdest name in the world. And every time I saw somebody named Alicia here in the United States, I would replace the I with a J. But I got into some trouble with that. I was working on my PhD when I wanted to replace one of my I was a TA for a class, and I wanted to replace her name. And she was upset about that because she comes from the United States and didn't want to be associated with any other country. And I apologized and said that I had misspelled. So I quickly turned that around before I got in serious trouble. So that's good. Anyway, so what is the strangest name you've ever seen? And did it cheer you up a little bit? I'm not trying to laugh at these people's names. It was just a big cheer because I had a really depressing week this week. I hurt myself pouring bismuth. I got into some drama with my New Year's resolutions, all the rest, right? So seeing that of interesting name, I won't say funny, but interesting name, gave me a little bit of a cheer. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.